Hello, Sean. Please
Hi.
give an introduction about yourself.
So my name is Sean McRoy. I am from the West of Ireland, and I am a member of the Real World.
Okay. How did you find out about the real world and what led you to joining?
Yeah, it was funny. I actually had not really much knowledge on Andrew Tate at the time. I'd actually gone personal training with the gym nearby, and my personal trainer had actually referred to this this online platform, and I was interested. I had to listen to a few kind of podcasts to see what he was about, and straight away it struck with me that this is somebody that actually knows what they're talking about, other than the other online platforms I've seen before. So I took interest and I wanted to join straight away.
From your personal trainer.
Yes,
Huh, interesting. So
yeah,
it impacted him that much as well that he was just out there
yeah.
speaking to his clients about it.
Yeah. We're it's funny because the two of us are into it. It's a bit more. It's hard. Some of my friends, they don't really like discussing those type of things. So it was nice to find somebody that was at least interested in the same type of things like that.
Cool. Okay. And then what campus did you actually decide to join when you came into the real world?
So at first I joined e-commerce, and I was still working a night shift with a local company here. And I joined e-commerce first, thinking maybe that's something I might like, and it wasn't really. And then I discovered the it was called the freelancing campus at the time, Dylan Madden's campus, and that was kind of something that made me realize, well, if I've had experience with video editing, then why not use that skill to leverage that skill?
Mhm.
And then I also have the content creation plus AI campus as well. That obviously is a good campus for kind of teaching you how to up your editing skills and AI as well.
Okay, got it. So after having joined and getting into all the campuses, how did you actually end up landing a client? What was the process there?
So the process was, it's funny enough. I saw a problem with a company that my girlfriend works for, and her basically they had paid for a service on Fiverr and it hadn't delivered. And it was basically an animation explainer video. Now I have no previous experience in animation, but I told her, look, let me try to build a demo. Let's see if it works. And she was happy with it. They were happy with it. So I was given the green light to go ahead and make 12, 13 videos, and I got paid 1,600 out of 12, 13 mini videos. And it didn't take that long either.
Interesting. Okay. Since you said you did have some video editing experience prior to
Mhm.
joining, right?
Yes.
So how much more did it end up developing after you went through the campuses?
I think it did develop a lot more, just being a bit more kind of uh, understanding where certain tools are. Like the way I would kind of learn is I'd use something for a while, and maybe I kind of have my way, and then I might see someone else doing it. I'm like, and then I just adapt my skill along with that. So I basically Pope teaches some very good things at editing. There's some things I've learned from him in Premiere Pro that I haven't learned from other people, and I've done video editing courses before. So it's interesting to see different people how they do their ways, and then I'll integrate it if it's something that I think I'm happy using.
Got it. And what type of videos was it then for the 1600? Was it like medium form, long form, short form?
So short form, about 20, 30 seconds long.
Wow. And
Yeah.
so per video that ended up being how much?
So per video, that would have been about 100 and 100. Wait, so that's probably 120, 130 if I'm around correct on that. And they're also want to get another set of videos done now as well. So I'm in line for
Yeah.
that as well.
Good. Why were you able to charge that much? Is it because you implemented AI into it or other reasons?
I charge that much because it's funny. They paid whatever they paid on Fiverr, and they were said, "Look, we're happy to give you the money instead." So I didn't want to bargain too much and say, "Hey, well, maybe I deserve more." I think you have to kind of make sure that you're proven that you can do it before you can ask for more money. So I said, "Look, I'll take that. That's fair enough." I had integrated AI as well with the voice, which made it very easy for me to do voiceovers because I wouldn't be very good with voiceovers and stuff, and I didn't really have a
Mhm.
lot of cash flow at the time to go paying AI at it. So I was able to integrate AI that way. But yeah, I think for what they paid me, it was probably more than what I should have got for me. I would have happily taken €1,000 at the time just to kind of get in
Yeah.
with them.
Okay, fair enough. So, I mean, can't complain about more money.
No, no money. You can't complain about more money, no.
All right.
But I think you have to know when the right time to ask for it is. And I
Mm,
at that time was like, this isn't. Take what I've been able to give, and from future then, I'll be able to quote them correctly.
all right, got it. And now, what would you say was the biggest challenge you faced when you were actually implementing lessons from the real world?
It's probably patience. It's probably patience because it's easy to get frustrated. You probably think things are not going your way, and the best thing is just patience and a lot of practice. It's not going to happen overnight. That's why I think the best thing to do. I think in the real world you see a lot of people that I'm sure it could be disheartening for some people. Some people are posting results that they've been in for a month and they're doing very well, and then other guys have been here for a while and they're not getting anywhere. So I think it just is really kind of being patient, taking your time, and just getting it right.
Mhm. Makes sense. And where was your life heading then before you joined the real world? Was it on a similar trajectory? Did you have similar plans, or have they changed since joining?
It probably has changed a lot since joining. I think, firstly, it definitely made me more aware of what's going on uh, every day. Um, like probably where I was at, I was working in a factory. I was a technical operator at the time, and I had nothing against that job. Like I was interested in electronics, so that kind of was a good job for me at the time. And I just thought maybe this isn't what I really wanted, so I just had to take some sort of action on it. And I saw this is probably the best opportunity to go forward.
Mhm.
But you know, I, I, I don't think I have a perfect trajectory where I still want to be, but I kind of have an idea of where I want to go.
Fair enough. Okay. And now, in terms of learning material within the real world, how different is it compared to what you could have found out on the internet?
In terms of learning material, I think it's probably the best. It is the best because I think it just gets straight to the point. It hits you straight away with what you need and what you don't need, and it cuts out a lot of the fluff, which is very important. And I think why it's very important is a lot of people, including myself before, we used to go across YouTube videos, and there's a lot of information thrown at us, and we're trying to go after the next big thing. But I think with the real world, it just kind of breaks it down. It says, look, here are the paths. Find one. If it doesn't suit you, okay, try it for a while and then move on to the next one. It really does simplify the learning process.
Or indeed, and for $50 a month, which is
Yes,
pretty
yeah,
insane.
and you know what's funny? I mean, I'm very quiet of who I tell people I'm on because it's kind of it's yeah, we know why how Tate's perceived in public and whatever.
Mhm.
So I have to keep that, especially with certain friends. I just don't tell them. I don't bother telling them, whatever. But it's funny, like people would say, "Why are you spending $50 on that?" But they're spending uh, more on crap that they don't need. But with the real world, you get uh, training lessons that are very very simple to follow, and you can do the fitness program. So it's basically a free personal trainer there as well at that cost. I mean, for
Mhm.
$50, it's a no brainer.
Right. Indeed. I've had people say it feels like they're the ones scamming the Tates
Yeah.
for 50. Okay. Then how different is the average day now compared to before you joined the real world?
It's slightly different because I'm trying to think of what I need to be doing and what I don't need to be doing and the crap I need to cut out. I mean, look, I still try to be able to balance whatever I can with like I have to give time to my girlfriend where possible and I have to give time to other things. But I definitely start to notice that there are certain things you start doing and you're like, this activity is a complete waste of time, while this one probably I should be doing. It's like even now, for some reason, I can if I scroll through the menu on a TV guide, everything just speaks complete crap to me. I just
Mhm.
cannot understand why I would click in and watch something, and I think that's probably one of the best things that's come out of it so far. Am I probably make myself as busy as I should be? Absolutely not. I'd probably have a long way to go. And but I definitely need to add more things to my plate to make it more hectic. I think that's important, and I've heard that from a few people. Definitely making your day busier is probably very important for you to be able to find out how to manage it better.
Yep.
But it's probably like overall. I mean, it's probably not as bad. I didn't have any, you know, totally bad habits before that anyway. When I worked night shift, I had a very strict sleeping schedule. I'd go to sleep here and get up then, and I'd run the day. I'd go do my workout, whatever, and then go to work, and it would kind of do that. Um, so it's kind of like that at the moment.
Right. So with what you say, this is a very common theme that comes up at this point, that men are built for war.
Yeah,
And we need to be occupied and striving towards something with a
yeah,
purpose, with a direction, actually putting our time to good use. Otherwise, yeah, we will just go to destructive habits. And
yeah,
it's also interesting what you said about the TV, that at this point, if you go on it, just like, why would I even watch this? Because your brain's rewired now.
yeah.
Whereas previously, it would just feel like a normal thing. You just put on the TV, turn off your brain, and you just watch it.
Yeah, well,
But
that's yeah.
yeah,
It just speaks crap, and especially the news. I fucking hate the news.
yeah, it's like makes you fearful. As in,
Yeah,
it makes you live in a state of fear,
yeah,
and off that, you can't. That's a lot of things in terms of detriments that come from living in a state of fear, which is purposely
absolutely, absolutely.
instilled.
Yeah,
But that's a bit of a side topic. But yeah, I'm sure we're both on the same page for it.
I think we are.
All right, now where do you see your life heading then? Since you're on this trajectory, let's say in the
Well,
short term, medium term, long term.
I'd say in short term, I probably am going to be definitely in a learning phase for a while, if that makes sense. Recently I definitely have to get real with the idea that this probably isn't going to happen. For where I want to be, it's probably going to be a good 4 or 5 years away, and I think I'm going to have to really knuckle down now and start to think of that. I'm 26 years of age at this point. Um, it's hard to see 14-year-olds running rings around you on the real world. And you're thinking, well, these guys are making this, and I'm 26. I have to start really taking this seriously now. I mean, a bit more serious than where I was. So it's probably, for me, it's probably a 4 to 5 year plan where I need to be. I'm not looking for anything super crazy at all. I mean, it's not that I don't want to be rich. Everybody does, but I think I don't know if it's just me, and I see a lot of people in the real world probably chatting away, and I think some of them might think that they want the same things that everybody else wants in there. But for me, you know, I I'm happy to take, if I was able to make, 7 figures a year in my life, and for some reason that's all I could ever make. I'm fine with that because it's going to be better than anything else anybody else can make. And I'm not looking for a crazy life that needs this 30 supercars and all that. If I could get my BMW, my nice house, have money to fly and go on holidays all the time, that's all I want. That's all I've ever wanted. I don't want anything super complicated.
Mhm.
But that's not to say I wouldn't strive for more either. But for me, that's kind of what I envision I want to go forward to.
Yeah, yeah. And again, that's completely fair.
Yeah.
And when you were saying that you don't envision much, I was like, ah. And then you say 7 figures, and it's like, well, I guess it's relative, ain't it? Because
Well, I think it's kind of dependent though. I mean, like, it's I mean, you look at where the regular everyday person is. Everyone on
yeah,
9 to 5s is probably making what, 2, 3 grand a month, and then there's people making 10K a month. I mean, that's already one level up above from that, and then there's more and more and more. Now, I'm not saying don't strive for more. Always strive for more. But if you're even hitting that 7 figure year mark, even if you're hitting 6 figure mark a year, you're in a way better position than the person that's working the 9 to 5, which is it's a big
mhm.
improvement. So that's
Yeah, for sure,
you know,
for sure. But that's again completely fine to be wanting a just above normal life and not
yes,
wanting all the supercars, everything.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's fair enough.
yeah.
Why? Okay, let me see if I can formulate this then. What gives you the not peace of mind, is it inner peace? That's a weird way of saying it. Of just being content with that. Is it because you have contentment with yourself? Because I guess, okay, what I'm trying to get at is, in a way, when people are striving for all of those things, it's because they're
Mhm.
externalizing. They're
Yeah,
thinking, if I get the material things, then I'll be happy. Maybe
yeah,
that's one way of saying it. But in your case, you kind of know what you want, and it's not too much,
yeah.
and maybe you're even content already with what you have. It's just wanting some more, which is normal,
hmm
which is a more balanced approach. So, why do you think you have that more balanced approach? Would you be able to give an answer for that?
I think there's a lot of reasons for it. You know, it's just it's weird to kind of say like, but it just doesn't really interest me as much, if that makes sense. I
Hmm.
mean, I just want to have the peace of mind where I can pay my bills without having to think this has gone this price and this has gone this price, and I can go on my holidays and I can do this and I can do that. Like the material things are fine to a certain extent, right? Everyone likes buying material objects, but it 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 really just kind of depends on what you're looking for. You know, where my contentment probably comes from is the way I was raised. You know, it's not about. I mean, there's probably certain things my father had taught me that, you know, look, it's as long as you're comfortable in life, blah blah blah, fine, accept that. But you could always push it further too. So for me, it's not that I don't want anything super crazy. I just want to be able to make sure I have money to pay my bills. I mean, enough money to pay my bills, more money than what the regular everyday person has. Be able to, you know, fly to places without even have to think about, you know, the cost and putting money away and savings, because I don't think that's the right frame of mind to take in life, you know,
Hmm.
especially if we have one round trip.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, very well said.
Yeah, yeah. Does that make sense, or do you want me to say add anything else
No,
to
no,
it?
it does. It does. That
Yeah,
completely makes sense.
yeah,
Okay. And in terms of questions, I believe that's most of them.
yeah.
So now we can end off with, for people who are unsure about joining the real world, because maybe they think it could be a scam,
Yeah.
what advice would you have to them?
Join. This is, but you know, it's easy for these people to be told it's a scam. That's fine. I mean, ask if you look at the regular everyday person, they do the lottery and, you know, stupid shit like that. I mean, to me, that's the biggest fucking scam that is being sold to everybody. So if you're worried about spending $50 a month, but you're happy to spend, you know, more than $50 a week or on going out partying with your friends, fine, so be it. But I think they're gonna, you know, that's a bad decision to make. I think the people that know that this isn't a scam, and they do know, they'll know by just kind of, you know, looking into it properly. I think they should join 100%. It's worth it, even if you just want to get, you know, maybe you have stuff going on already that's good. You know, you can see, especially in Arnold's Business Mastery Campus, there's guys already coming with businesses and they're improving them. So it's not that you necessarily have to be in a bad position, but you can just improve your business or even your life, the personal training. Maybe you can't afford a personal trainer, but you can afford $50 a month. Well, then you have the fitness campus, and that can put you in the right steps as well.
Hmm. Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay, again, love your answer.
yeah,
And Sean, thank you for coming on and sharing your story.
yep, yep,
We'll do for sure do a follow up in future
yeah. Great.
to see how you're heading,
Okay.
how you're doing, how you're progressing.
Yeah,
Do know that everything you do from now until next interview will get documented.
yeah.
So there's the
Okay.
accountability for you.
Yeah, yeah,
And was interesting to get your insights into everything.
yeah.
Because again, it's just nice to find that balance of, I mean, I say that, but I'm pretty sure I'm striving for a lot. So I'm probably not that balanced myself. So I guess
hmm
seeing someone else who seems balanced is nice.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing though either. Look, everyone has to follow their own path. That's the most important
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
You know,
exactly. Everyone has
everyone. I think everybody knows what they want, but it's just trying to get there is the hardest
that.
part.
But even, is it the hard part? It's just part of the journey.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
journey you're meant to take.
I think so. I think so. I agree with that. You know, but
Mhm.
that's I think that's part of the fun though too. I think that's part of the
Exactly.
fun. You know.
Yeah.
But,
All right. So yeah, Sean. Look forward to next time, and
yeah.
wish you all the best until then.
And thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. And look, I wish I could bring more to the table at the moment, but next time we should be way better.
Not should be, will be.
Will be way better.